Hello and welcome. My name's Marie and today is going to be another little mini series I'm starting, although this might need to be called the long-term sock series. And I am going to do, as you will have probably seen on the thumbnail, a box of socks. I have seen lots of podcasters doing a box of socks, and they normally do that from January to December, but I thought that I would do it. Timing now is I've just started really delving into my sock making, and I've done a couple of little sock series, and I want to continue with those and continue making socks. And my goal is going to be to make a box of socks ready kind of for my birthday next year, which is October. Hopefully a box of beautifully fitting socks, but who knows. So I went to Home Sense and I picked up this beautiful box as a lovely incentive. I thought it's going to be out for 12 months, so I may as well make it a pretty one and make it a good incentive to get, I'm not saying this box is going to be full, but to get quite a few pairs in there. What kind of made me think as well about starting now was the pattern that Summer Lee has launched, which is the Colourwork Cuff Club, and she launched that in August. In August it was $12, but I'm not sure how much it is now, but I did purchase the pattern because immediately one of the two cuffs that was released last month as part of those patterns I really loved. So that also made me think, well, there's going to be 12 patterns there. Not saying I'll knit all those because some of the cuffs or some of the patterns might not be my taste, but I've also got my two 52 weeks of sock books, and I've got my sock project book that I've been working through that you've all seen me making some progress from. Still want to work through all the 5 basic sock patterns she has in there. I've done the first one, so I've got 4 more to do. And you know what, I've got so much single skeins in stash, so why not use them up to do this? And hopefully then by next year I'll have a box of socks that I can start wearing coming into the autumn winter season, and also I will have over that time improved my fit. So as I've just mentioned, the sock I will show you because I have made my first cast on. So I'm going to show you now the Colourwork Cuff Sock pattern for August, which I have cast on. You can see it here. And I am using, well, I don't know where my thing's fallen out. I think it was Lizzie Bird Yarns. The colourway is Victoria. I think I did mention it in my podcast. And I'm doing a 72 stitch sock, and I am doing the main sock on a 2.75mm. Last time when I did the 2.25mm with a 72 stitch cast on, my gauge was about 40 stitches or 10 stitches in 1 inch. Summer Lee recommends for a 7 or 8 stitch gauge for her patterns, and most patterns I need to go up 0.5mm in needle size to hit gauge. That is becoming quite a running theme. Obviously it does depend if it's a tight or loose knitting designer. So I have decided to try with this pair of socks, knitting the main body of the sock in the 2.75 and then knitting the colourwork section on a 3.25mm, and that means for both of those sections I'm going up half a needle, 0.5mm in needle size from what is recommended. The pattern seems to be turning out really nice. I've not tried it on yet. I am going to risk it and wait till the end of the colourwork section, and then I'll put it on an actual cord to try it on properly. Hopefully I'll be able to get it over my heel, because that's been the running theme. But I'm enjoying knitting this. The colourwork cuff section I think is 20 or 21 rows, and I think that's going to be the same each month. It's just going to be another cuff that you plug into your base sock pattern. But yeah, I really did love this pattern. It's a flower pattern. You're just starting to see on here the flower petals. I'm nearly at the end of that. I'm just working my way onto the stem. I think the colour combination works lovely. And yeah, so that's going to be the first pair for my box of socks. So next, I thought I would talk through some patterns that I've got on my radar for potentially doing over this next 12 to 13 months while I do knit this box of socks. Hopefully then at the end of the year I'll be able to show you them all and look through the progress and see where I've come from now to then. Now there's a few pairs of socks that I have had on my radar for quite some time, and I've also got the yarns, so I'm going to be able to show you them, which is nice. And I will start with a pattern that I've already purchased, and it's been on my queue for quite some time. I just haven't gotten around to knitting them. Quite glad I haven't, because obviously now I know that the 72 stitch sock is better for me, for my fit, for my feet. And I'll put a picture at the side. It is the Louise Lace Socks by Rachel Ramo, Maven Crafted. They're a lovely, well, they're knitted up in a neutral, and they are, I think they're just a lace pattern, but I'm not sure if it's lace and cables. And I got this beautiful, beautiful yarn in a wool swap. It's Katie Knits in Boston. It's the yarn dyer, and it's Sea Glass Beach. And this is and it's been caked up for a while because I've been waiting to start these, and I have done it into two 50-gram cakes because I was going to knit them 2 at a time. I don't think I'll probably do that now because I'm finding that using the 9-inch circulars I'm getting a better finish with the sock, and I prefer that. And I got a 20-gram mini with these as well, which I have kept with this yarn, but I don't think I'll be using it in these socks. I'll just show you anyway because it's absolutely beautiful, and that's called Atlantic. As soon as I got this yarn, I'd already seen the Louise Lace socks, and I really thought that they would make a lovely pairing for that pattern. Okay, so like I say, I am doing the colourwork cuff from August. I'm probably not going to do the September one at this stage. I'm not saying I won't do it in the future. But I've already got more than 12 patterns that I want to do on this list that I'm going to show you, and so I will dip in and out of the colourwork cuffs socks as they call to me. I'll work my way back through the basic sock patterns as we've discussed. So I've got 4 of them left to do. So I've got more than enough to keep me going for quite some time. Anyway, the next pair of socks that I want to show you, and I'm frustrated now because I've not got out the yarn that is for these socks. I've got the yarn for this as well. And this is a pattern from the 52 Weeks of Socks Volume 1. and these are called Drouse, and it's by Kaori Katsurada. I hope, well, I'm probably not saying that right, but I will put it up on the screen. And I've got a lovely dark purple colour that I'm going to use for these socks. Now these socks do take, I think, 120 grams, and in another yarn swap I did get this yarn, and it's called Fee Enchantress. I hope that's the name. And obviously when I do come to cast them on, I will show you that in more detail. But they're like a slouchy brioche sock, and they just look really, really cosy. Next is the Petal Drop Socks by Florence Miller. Now, as you know, I frogged a pair of these I had on the needles. That pattern is lovely to knit, and they look really good when they're knit up, so I really do want to do them again. It's just a case of casting them on again at some point because I need to cast them on with more stitches. The next pattern is the Colour Palette Socks by Laura Moratz, and for these I am using my Yew Tree Yarn Craft Christmas box minis. Sorry, they are in a bit of a bag here. Look at these, and I'm thinking for the area in these socks where she's got the cream, which is the lines between the colours and then the heel, the cuff and the toe, I'm thinking of using this lovely red colour and then doing the other colours for the stripes, and that'll be nice to get them knit up, although I might be tempted to wear them at Christmas, who knows. And then I was looking through my sock project book, and I came across the Happy and Scrappy Socks by Summerlee, and I really fancy having a go at them. I've got lots of scraps in, but sometimes when I did a scrappy sock last time, I did a scrappy, I think it was a DK sock, it didn't quite turn out the way I'd envisaged it. So I thought if I could follow this striped sock recipe of Summerlee's, it might just give me a bit more of a guidance on making it look like it's purposefully that way. Hers look beautiful, and like I said, I've got lots of minis, lots of leftover scraps. I will be able to find colours that I can use for that, and it's using up a bit more of my minis and scraps. And the next pattern that I would like to do is the Sprocket Socks by Megan Nodecker, and I have got the yarns for these, and these are Lay Family minis. I've got 2 of each colour, so I've got 20 grams of each, and I got these at Yarndale and just picked picked colours that I loved together. And again, so I've had that yarn for quite some time, nearly a year now, so it will be nice to get round to doing these. The next pattern is the Portico Socks by Nicole Fleming. I already have the pattern for those. I bought it quite some time ago, but I like their shorties, and I like that they've got a little bit of a lace detail. I don't think there's any more that I've picked out the yarn for. I've shown you all the yarns I've got out here. Excuse me. Okay, so the next one is not technically a sock pattern, but it would be really nice to have a go at these, and they are in the 52 Weeks of Socks book, and it's a colourwork slipper pattern, and it's called Orbidai, and it's by Elena Soler Jansa, and that's a DK weight pattern. So potentially again I could use fingering weight. I think I've actually got, I'm not sure how much DK I've got in stash, but I definitely have got lots of fingering weights, so I could either use something held double, I could maybe get away with leftovers, and I have to look what quantities I need for that. But I really like the idea of doing them, and I'd have them then come the next winter season. And then we've got the Cozy Time Shorty Socks by Knit On Designs. That's a pattern I already have as well. Another shorty pair, but I just think it's lovely with the delicate, I think it's cabling down the front. Then I've got the Lynn Socks by Dawn Henderson. And I have tried once before, but it was a long time ago when I bought this pattern, to cast on the cuff, but the instructions really threw me now. I'd love to have another go at them because I do like how they look. They're very, very pretty with the kind of scalloped edge on the top of the shorty. Then I've got the Maine Coast Summer Socks by Summer Lee. Really like these. She's done them in a bright red colour, and yeah, I fancy some bright socks. Then there is some socks that I've discovered recently, and it's called her. Oh, Mona will laugh her head off at me trying to say this word. I'll put it on the screen. And it's the Heart Sock by Monica Mortensen. Now these are a very, very unique design. The heel is different to anything I've seen before. They've got a lovely frill at the top, and yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to having a try at these. The only thing that worries me about these is the all over colour work. With my colour work being tight, I'm hoping I can still do them justice and get a nice fit. But they might be ones to try way further down the line. Oh, and we're nearly at the end. And the last pattern that I wanted to tell you about was one from my sock club. And I'll just see if I can bring them up on my files. 1 minute. I think they're called Ice Cream, but I can't remember. Okay, I found them. Sorry about that. They're called The Best Days Are Beach Days, and it's a pattern you get with the sock club, and I've also got the actual yarn that's in that image, so I probably will knit them up just using those colours because I do think it looks absolutely beautiful. And that's a Lay Family yarn. So I just wanted to give you a little bit of inspiration if you're wanting to cast on a box of, well, starter box of socks and follow along with this journey. It would be really nice to see if you do, and obviously you can always tag me on Instagram if you've got any photos that you want to show me of the socks you're doing. It's always nice to share patterns. Now, I'm not saying that I'm going to definitely do those patterns. I'm not saying I'm definitely going to do 12. I've no idea what's going to happen in the next year. But my intention is to improve my sock fit and get the perfect fit socks for me, as you know, and to use up a lot of my single skein stash. And then to come the end of the 12 months, reflect on that and show you all what I've achieved. Now, if you think that's interesting, like this video and don't forget to subscribe, and hopefully I'll have another video out soon when I've made more progress on my first pair of socks for my box. Thanks for watching. Bye.